Hi guys, good morning and welcome back to my kitchen. Today, as promised a while back, I will go ahead and make the cherry fruits that I mentioned. Originally, when I made cherry jam, I did say that I would come back with a video showing how I make the cherry fruits. So first I started off by picking some nice fresh cherries off of our cherry tree. It's the Bajan Cherry, and it's in my backyard. And go ahead and thoroughly sort and wash them properly to ensure everything is removed, all of the sand or dust on it. Then I go ahead, and this looks pretty slow and tedious, but it's actually very relaxing. Just sitting there, just gently pressing against each cherry, softening it, and then squeezing out the seeds and the juice out of each one, because for the cherry fruit the only thing we'll be using is gonna be the actual meat or the fleshy part of the cherry. So again, I just keep doing that with all of the cherries until all of the seeds and juice is extracted in a separate bowl. And I am not gonna toss any of this because the seeds and the juice I will be using to make fresh cherry juice, which is nice and refreshing, especially on a hot summer day. And what I will have to say is that I didn't always accumulate a whole amount of cherry at any one given time. So what I did, I prepped all of it the same way, but I froze the extracted skin or flesh in my freezer until I had a big quantity and was ready to go ahead and make the fruits. So overall, altogether, I had 5 pounds, 2 ounces of the cherry flesh. I went ahead, I added it into a big pot on my stove, turned the heat on, and I added half that amount of sugar. In this case, it would have been 2.5 pounds of sugar. But what I did, which is personal preference, I added half of it in dark brown sugar and half of it in standard white sugar. I just feel like that deep, rich, dark molasses flavor comes through, and it gives that nice smoky taste, which eventually comes in very useful when you're baking a fruit cake for Christmas. The intention for this cherry fruit is to use for baking, and it's something dear to me because growing up we had a cherry tree the same way, and I used to sit for hours with my grandma and my mom and do the same process, extracting the seeds and taking the flesh and cook it down so we make cherry fruits. So I cooked it until it's reduced and it becomes nice and sticky, and then I emptied it into a nice glass bowl and I set it out for a few hours in the actual hot sunlight and let it just dry up a little bit. After that, I went ahead and I just added the wine to it, whichever wine you like, and just soak it. The wine and the sugar adds as a preservative. And after I feel like I had enough wine in there, I mixed it properly. Then I went ahead and I added it to a nice jar with a lid and topped it off with some more of the red wine, and then let that sit in a nice cool place in your pantry somewhere nice for it to go ahead and continuously soak. So by the time it's December and that time comes around, it is going to be the perfect fruit to go ahead and add to your traditional fruit mix or just as is, and go ahead and bake that delicious rum cake or Christmas cake as you may know it. And there you have it, all ready to be packed away for me. And every so often I'll be checking it, and if it needs some more moisture, I'll top it off with some more of that red wine. That's me just packing it in, ensuring the wine goes all the way down. Then I cleaned up my jar and I shut it tight. What I did, I went back in and I added a piece of plastic wrap on top to ensure that it's properly sealed. And there you have it, guys. Amazing homemade cherry fruits, perfect for baking. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again for joining me on this adventurous process of making some homemade cherry fruit. Have a wonderful day.